Now the title says it all. I instigated a war with the USA and things got ugly for the entire server. Did I win? Did I lose? You just gotta find out. Let's go. Listen, now when starting this war, I know fighting USA was going to take a lot of cookies. I had 20 million troops ready, 2.4 billion in budget, and I was ready to go. I had to attack Hawaii first, just in case USA made a counterattack with a navy in Hawaii. I wanted to get rid of Pearl Harbor immediately. Seems pretty smart. Now there is kind of a smart play I did go for. Before attacking USA, I had a force that invaded Cuba, and I had only 1.3k tanks. So I was trying to go for USA's capital here, as you can see. 1.3k tanks, 12 million spawned in immediately. So I captured a few cities, on the East Coast, but that plan of attack didn't work. I did not expect them to have 12. Oh no, actually that's 1.2 million. Dang, that was pretty scary for me. I just sent a bunch of troops over just to see if they had subs. I was trying to submarine bait a bunch of troops out. So I captured a few cities, got rid of the factories. He planted 7k tanks. I was so scared. Now, I was kind of in a weird situation where my first attack failed. I did get to burn a few cities, but I didn't get the capital, which is all I really wanted. And it got kind of awkward. I was pretty upset. I didn't like what was going on, and I got pretty scared because if US actually made a counterattack, an effective one, I'd probably be done because they have a far better budget than me. Like, they make millions off of democracy. So I made a bunch of subs and deployed them just in case. Now, just in case US wanted to launch a counterattack, the troops would run into my subs, and yeah, I could get rid of them. Now, Cuba, the unrest after the war just wasn't done. So like the second that unrest was done, I was just waiting just to make a bunch of troops. I was gonna spam troops so hard. So I'm just sitting here waiting basically. You may have noticed I had troops in the north. Those were like a separate detachment. That might be maybe like 1.3 thousand troops. I think those are tanks, by the way. And yeah, those are kind of just waiting there. Listen, now I gotta tell you, the second this unrest was over, I spammed so many troops. I had artillery to counter any destroyers, because artillery does break destroyers, I believe. I made a bunch of destroyers too, just in case. I think I might have made a few subs. You see me spamming infantry there. Infantry. I just spammed a whole bunch of it because I was ready to go. Only thing that Cuba lacked was a lot of million cities, so I couldn't make tanks. I wanted to make an effective attack in Texas, but it just seems like I didn't have enough troops. Like, I just didn't have enough troops to do that. In the way that Cuba has like no million cities other than the capital, and I'm not gonna waste it like that. So you see me stacking there, maybe 6 destroyers, and that was a tank unit in the north I was talking about earlier. Now this is the part of the war where things get extremely ugly. I start deploying my destroyers, and I put that separate unit on blast. I also did make a battleship, and you see my force moving in there. I go straight for Boston, and what I didn't expect, US, as you just saw, they spammed. I think that's about maybe at least 1 million. Yeah, that's at least 1 million in Florida only. I don't know how many troops they had, but they just spammed them like nothing. It was so weird. And the second I tried to go for Boston, as you see that, yeah, that attack didn't work at all. Hold on. Yeah, and I tried to attack in Texas, and Mexico ended up joining the war. So I just sent a bunch of troops to attack. Holy crap, I forgot that even happened. Yeah, they made, that's at least like maybe like 31. I say that's about 31 battleships. Yeah. That's how ugly it gets. That makes no sense. USA could spam that many battleships. It was absolutely insane. I was running low on oil. My money did grow a lot. I was at 4 billion to 2.22 million troops MP. Look at that. Mexico joined. So they had about 3 million losses. I had 1. And they had 69 destroyers. So that's when they started taking Cuba. And Cuba was really like my golden front when it came to attacking USA, but USA just, look at that. If you see that force of 15 battleships, yeah, in total they had 49 battleships. It was just so surprising, and I was like wondering, like, look at all that, like, how much oil do they have to be doing all of that? It was absolutely insane. Now, while this was pretty much going on, wondering how much oil they had, I started buying every single one of their trade partners. So they were buying from Canada, Pakistan, I think Saudi Arabia too. So like I bought out like every other country that they were buying oil from, just to like mess them over, so they couldn't like, so they lost tanks and they lost their navy. So I think that's probably the dirtiest hack I've ever used in Rise of Nations, but it was pretty interesting. I got like really creative and kind of desperate. I mean, like they didn't launch any counterattacks, so I was like kind of giving up. I was getting kind of bored. I was like, dang man, if I lose Cuba, I'm actually have to like make an entire like aircraft carrier and just do the whole like do it the normal way. But I think my nuanced way was pretty cool. It just US spammed a lot, and I don't know how they had the funds for that. Yeah, and that's when I really started to lose Cuba. It was pretty sad. But now that, I'm not sure if you just saw that. I don't know what that was in the middle of the sea. I think maybe that was destroyers, and I got scared there. I got really scared there. Now, about what you see here is probably the closing statements of the war. I ended up losing 2 million troops. They lost 5 million. I pieced out. We both pieced. We both called it a truce. We both said whatever. It was a pretty fun war. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's a loss, more of a tie, because I guarantee you USA, I don't know how they were gonna try to invade me, and my invasion was unsuccessful. So we just called it a fair truce. All's fair in love and war, or however it goes.